it feels so cold inside my heart tonight. Be my man is what she said. It's not just the wind that's moving around tonight, but quick and clean don't make it right.
I got bitten on the head before, and I haven't got a hat on after the backlash.
Where's your hat?
Well, after the backlash of my...
Don't want to do another fashion show?
After Gary Mercer and Richard Porter hat shamed me. It's like fat shaming. Oh, hold on.
Hang on.
Did you see something, mate?
I've seen something sparkle.
Bring it over here away from your detector and...
switch him off.
Yeah, Richard Porter and Gary Mercer, blokes that don't understand fashion.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Where are you? I saw it.
Yeah, you bloody better know because you pumped it up.
I know, right? No, it's heavy. It's gone right to the bottom. See a little glimmer in there?
No, I can't. No, I can't, mate. Can you see it now? Oh, now I can. Oh, yeah, I can.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Hang on. Tap the screen. There we go.
Oh, good camera work.
Sensational. Look at it sparkling in the sun.
Yeah. Nice big flat
Wow, big flat bit, isn't it?
Good
There
work,
we go.
mate.
Look at that.
Good
Jesus. That's why she was singing.
Yeah.
It's a big flat bit. Happy days.
Yeah, buddy. Thumbs up, mate. Well, Ant and I both got a bit now. We can relax. Steadies the nerves if you get a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to clean him up a little bit.
Yeah. Good work.
Give it a bit of a spit shine.
Oh, is it too soon to call what weight you reckon he is?
I reckon it'll be just shy of a gram. It's got a bit to him. This is interesting. It's got a bit of a flick on the...
Yeah, well, see, we're not far away from the reef.
Sun's a bit...
Yeah.
There we go. That's a bit better.
We're not far away from the reef, so...
It's definitely washed.
He's still being coursed.
Flat as anything.
That's better. That's good. That's a nice little bit of bloody reef gold that's come down the hill. He's been washed, but he's still not far from the reef, which is it's a reef we're below too.
Yeah, I reckon just short of a gram. What do you reckon?
Dropped into the hand nicely. Yeah, I'll go 0.7. Why
Yeah,
not?
0.7.
Yeah,
The
I
old
love
0.7.
Yeah, 0.7. Thumbs up, mate.
Yes.
Good effort.
Happy days.
Righto, over and out. Righto, I'm down below where Ant got his piece of gold and further across, and it's real rough country. It's prickly moses and logs, and it's all overgrown with this bloody wire grass, and tussocks. But got a signal here. I weakened a bit and I was following the wallaby track up to try and get out on a bit of easier ground. Had the coil above my knees as I was going up this slope. So it doesn't sound as though he'd take much getting out, whatever he is.
Yep.
Certainly didn't. Got your eyes going out?
No, I sure do, mate. He's running down in the hand.
Oh, yeah, I'll give everyone an equal chance. There he is.
What is
Bit of lead, I think.
he? Bit of lead?
Oh well. Never mind, all a bit of fun.
That's it.
Righto, thumbs down, mate.
Thumbs down.
When you're out in the bush and you're north of the ranges where we are now, whenever you see one of those big water races, you can pretty well be certain that it's running to the north, because the streams run to the north, and to get the fall, they've got to run that way to keep feeding the diggings below them. So when you see this big one and you step in it and you think, oh, it'll be running that way, and they're hard to tell because they fall an inch in every 10 feet, as I've said. It's hard to tell when you stand them in which. But this one actually runs back this way, and there's a good reason for that. They ran the water off the stream over there, and then they had a hill between where they wanted to go and where the water was. So what they did was, same as if you got a texture and drew around a basketball. They drew a line around the hill and come and kept their fall, because what they were trying to do is cross this creek. So they brought the big race up here, a big wide race, and when you follow it along, you think it's cut out. You come to here and you see these big stones here that they've put in, you think, oh, they've made a mistake. The race just ends and abruptly drops away. You can see it's been built up here with stone. And the reason it's built up here with stone is they crossed the creek. What all the blokes that were on the other side of the creek, they were crying out for water. They were supplying the diggings down here. This was one of the main races. This is a named race. And they wanted water on the other side of the creek. So what they did, they built infrastructure, and we'll show you when we cross the creek, and they put a flume across this creek, and they had to come to here for two reasons. One, it was narrow, and two, on the other side of the creek, it was the same height as what they're on now, so that when they crossed, they didn't lose any fall. It was no good being high on this side and going across to that side, you lose all that fall. So they picked this spot out to cross. They came here, supported their flume with stones, and their flume was a great big, it had cast iron hoops on it, and tin metal, like light tin, and then they had two trestles down there, like you've seen a trestle railway. They had two trestles down there.
From the creek.
Yeah, they came up like that either side of the creek, boards across, timbers on the diagonal to keep it straight, because it had an enormous weight on it. All the water that was in this race had to go across the creek and be supported and go, and it couldn't afford to sag in the middle, because if it sagged in the middle, then it does the flow, and then we're in strife, and then it collapses. So switch your camera off, Ant. I'll show you what was holding the bulk of the weight when we crossed the creek.
Cool. So we're still on the other side, but we're gonna head over the other side of the creek because we want to get to that spot right there. That is the other side of the creek, and that is where the water race is coming across over the top to the other side. And Glenn's already on his way down. I'm going to catch up to him and we'll show you what it looks like from the other side.
So when I was telling you about the water race crossing the creek, this is where it was headed. This was the base of the flume. So they've built this fort out of stones, no mortar or anything else, just shoved it in, packed it up with small stones, because when the race came across, because it was falling that way, even though it was only falling a matter of inches, all the weight was on this end. So this couldn't afford to shift, because you've got the weight of water going across there, 10 pound of the gallon going across there. So all the weight's on that. So when you look up the sides, which is a bit hard to do because of the trees, they've put this bloody, it's a triumph in engineering and construction, because all they've done is wandered around, picked up stones. The blokes laid his big base stones, worked all the way up, packed it up. The flume sat on there. The water was going that way to the north. So all the blokes who were on this side of this very steep creek, put the camera on the creek down there for a minute, Ant, just on that. On this side of the creek, see, they couldn't get any water on this side because they couldn't get the water races across. So in 1859, the company already had an established race, feeding all the diggings down there. They turned their main race back, crossed the creek, put it on there, sold all the water down there. And so it was a very lucrative proposition, but they put in a fair bit, and they had, as I said, they had specially constructed flumes that they had made in the town, bored out,
went straight
two
across.
sections, bolted together in the centre, and then with tar on them, across from that side to that side. So when you're around the bush and you see these things, like you could be on this one, you could be standing up here, having a look around, and you don't even know it exists. Like, you're wandering around the bush and, there's been no workings around here, and you're standing on this great big platform.
Yep.
So, Ant, I get a bit carried away with their construction, but it's a bloody fine effort.
It sure
to
is,
build
mate.
that.
Yep. And it's still standing.
161 years ago, you go out the bush, knock together a stone wall
Yeah.
on a steep bank,
Yep.
be at the mercy of the winds, the rain, trees falling on it, still be standing there.
Yep.
I wish the bloke that did my bathroom floor had a look at this. Right,
Alright. Let's go get a drink.
thumbs up, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks.
Right, we've shifted spots, we've had a good lunch, and we're going up here to check out a hut site. And we like to dig things that we call relics and non-ferrous objects around the huts.
Today's going to be the day we find our first sovereign.
Today will be probably sovereign and a half sovereign. When we were coming out of the bush down there before, I dug a signal and it seemed to be in solid ground. I was down about 8 inches, and I thought this has got to be a coin because it was non-ferrous and was making a nice round.
I was already pouring the coffee and I heard the signal as well, and I thought, oh, I'll have to get on the radio and call out to Glenn if he wants me to come film it.
So I was just about to say, Ant, come and film this. I dug it out, and was that at 8 inches in solid ground. You'd wonder how they'd get down like that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, up here where the hut is, two things: got to find the hut and then find something worth finding. But we're still in a gold area, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we stumble over a bit of gold while we're looking for the hut.
Fingers crossed.
You know it, Ant.
For sure, mate.
Right, we're on the site, the hut site. There's the stones. There's the rough shape of where they had their fire pit. This young man down here has got a signal, and he said we'll film our first signal at the hut site. We thought it might have been something. He's backing away from it a bit now. A few blokes that are interested. There's where a deer's rubbed its antlers on that little pine. Right, mate, dig away. But we've just had a bit of a scout around, and there's plenty of signals here. I've been in here before and tried to pluck out something to video and haven't had much luck, but you only need one thing. And the reason we're in here, one is we're not working for a boss. We can please ourselves what we do and when we do it. So we wanted to come in and have a poke around, dig a few signals. That the second place we went to, it was very hard to dig a signal. I think we filmed pretty well everything that we dug, which was the first bit of gold that Ant got, or the first signal that turned into gold that Ant got, and then that bit of lead on the wallaby track that I got. But signals it was hard work, so we've cut up here to have a little bit of fun, shoot some fish in the barrel and see how many signals we can get. And then at the end of the day, it'll be nice if we've got two nice little bits of gold, which we've already got, and something to show off.
Sure would.
I kept that ring full and I went back to look for that axle. I was a desperate man.
There's a bit of glass.
Yeah, so that just goes to show that we're not dreaming when we say we're on the hut site. See, there's a bit of broken glass. And sometimes you can dig it, as Ant did a fortnight ago, or 2 trips ago. Dug a bottle when he was digging a signal. So who knows what will turn up. Shift this bit of razor bloody glass out of the road.
Another bit of glass. A different bit of glass. This is black bottle.
Yeah, one's green, one's black and one's green. Yeah. Oh well, there's plenty of rubbish that's come down the hill.
Yep.
These weeds here, if you've ever gone to pull one of them out in the garden or out the bush and run them up your hand, you'll soon see how easily they'll cut you. So
yeah, they do, don't they?
I'm very careful about how I shift it. Right, Ant. Right, get him out.
Yep.
We've got people saying.
Impatience. Where is it?
Yeah, so Ant's had a hectic month. He was glad to get out of the bush. We both were. We were both looking forward to it, to bloody get out of the bush. I was as well. I haven't been out since...
I can't believe you haven't been out either.
No, I've been working and mucking around. It'd be nice if I said I was... Do I see an edge there?
Where?
Oh, in your hand. I thought I was to do something about it. It's probably that stone. Jesus. Slipped into my old bad habits. That little rush nugget up towards the front. Oh no, that nail.
There. Yep.
Right, mate, thumbs down. I've got to kill this marshmallow. He's biting me on that. Right, mate.
Oh, there's the first
Yeah, handmade nail.
Handmade nail for the hut. Alright, so we're still at the hut site. I've come across my second decent target called Glendover. Have a listen.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I reckon that's something pretty close, easy to retrieve, and could easily be something all right. You know, it's not a steal or whatever.
No, fingers crossed for a coin or token or something.
Ant called me over, and I was all of probably 20 metres away, and I bad-naturedly sort of grumped away over here. And I steadied myself with the fact that I call Ant over, and he has to.
That's different.
Yeah, that's right. And
I said to Glenn, I said, oh, it sounds good, it sounds good. He goes, oh, I'll come over and have a listen. He still wasn't convinced. Fair enough. Let's see what it is though. Maybe it is bloody nothing anyway.
it's the sort of ground that'll jump out, isn't it? Like, you'll see it, I reckon, as soon as it comes out.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Just jump out.
If he's still in there now, mate, just check him. You might have to put in a big cut beside him in case you're buggering getting him out. If he is it, no, he's out anyhow. So
Oh.
you see something?
Oh no, I thought.
Yeah, that flat stone.
Mine playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Well, it doesn't look like it's a bloody coin.
No, it's something tucked away in there. Yeah, that bit of lead sort of stuff, is it? Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one.
This one. It is that. And I don't think it's a weight or anything actually,
No.
unfortunately. It is.
Just a bit of flat metal, is that?
Yep.
Oh, sounding good.
Yep, no writing or anything on it.
Righto, mate, stick him in the
Piece of metal.
bag and I'll try and find something. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Bugger.
Still, have a look. Have a look around. There's a car down there somewhere. There's a car down there in the bush. Bush over there, pines here, hut here. A couple of young blokes out having a go. Bloody,
That's it. Beautiful day.
Anthony's Barton on Millhouse. And everything's coming up Millhouse at the moment. Right. Ant and I are going to change spots. We've had a bit of fun around here by the hut, and we've put in probably 25 minutes. We've got three things. That button is a dead spit for the button I found below us earlier when we found a little bit of gold. So, I mean, it makes sense this is Blake's hut that he could have the same shirt on even if he lost the same button. That was the first thing we found of any significance, but I don't know what it is. It's just a light bit of trim of something. This buckle here, when I first dug it, I thought it was going to be a
Weight of some
a
sort.
weight. It's still got a sort of bit of the leather and that clinging to it. Oh, I think it's a suspender
Leave that on.
one. So, yeah, you can still feel the
cool.
you still feel the leather in there, and there he is. So there's the leather hanging down there, and there's that buckle, and there's a little bit of writing along the back of him there, which Ant will work out later on, or it might be my imagination.
No, it probably is.
So, yeah,
This is Paris or something.
yeah, so
That's cool.
that, Ant's little buckle,
Button.
a little bit of trim.
Trim.
Phil, we're not having the worst day we've ever had, and we're only halfway through, big halfway through. Righto, mate, you're going to drop yours down in there,
I'm going to try and get him out there.
as the actress said to the bishop.
There we are. There's quite a bit of gold as well. So
this
we're not
is-
doing too bad.
No, we're doing all right actually. We're
Going further for less.
we bloody oath we have. We had gold, relics, heap of fun, couple of good snacks, and we're still not finished.
That's it.
Well, mate, new spot, new time, more fun.
Okay. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. And now at our third spot for the day, fourth spot for the day if you count the hut. And I wanted to show you this signal because signals are very scarce. I've got gold off this slope before. Got a signal here. So haven't taken anything off it, and obviously an easy signal to find. So if it does turn out to be anything, it's because that big dry gum there has been pushed sideways by the dozer. But I'm not married to it, but we'll see how it turns out. Getting a bit ugly now. In fact, it's got very ugly now. I was hoping to be just up there near the top.
Yeah.
No, Ant, it's only a matter of digging out the dead body now.
Yeah.
But I thought we're going to be moving away from here and say, oh, we went to this spot. Went to this spot and didn't get anything. And you say, well, we didn't see you digging any signals. So the reason the signal sounded a bit better was when it was up near the surface. Couldn't tell how big and ugly it was.
Yep.
Pretty well much like me on Tinder. Couldn't tell me how big and ugly I was. When you hear me say about me on Tinder and things like that, I'm not.
You have all the ladies now looking for you on Tinder.
Yeah. No.
J-Lo, don't listen to me.
Yeah, J-Lo. No, J-Lo. I don't know how bloody lucky I am with J-Lo.
Yep.
You wouldn't think a bloke had punched above his weight twice in his life. So.
You are a lucky man, Glenn.
I have. Bloody, I've been lucky all right. I have. Yeah. What a lack in looks I make up in charm.
What do we got? Nail.
I reckon it's that.
Yep.
Right, that might be the only signal we do here because we're short of signals. Anyhow, get back into it now.
Yep. Rightio, we're at our final spot for today. It's a spot where we've been to numerous times before, and it's actually a hut site right here. And we found a couple of bits of gold here as well. But today we parked at a different spot, and instead of parking where we usually park and straight away detect, we've parked a bit further up, and we're gonna head that away because we haven't done much detecting a couple of 100 yards down there. So we're gonna try a bit further down and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, last week when we were in here, we worked across the same face 3 times, and we're drawn to the fact we went to where Anne got a bit of gold and then I got a bit of gold. And so we sort of started in the same spot. The last signal I dug was a button down here last week at a little chimney. So when we were coming out, I said, Anne, we'll start at the end and work further across instead of working in on the area that everyone's been in, including ourselves.
Yeah.
So Ant reminded me of that when we're coming down the track. So as you said, parked in a different spot, which is a good idea. See how we go.
Let's do
Right,
it.
mate, we need one more before night. One thing, it doesn't
Something.
have to be gold,
That's
just something
it.
before
Something.
night.
Be nice to finish up with.
Yeah, right.
Let's do it.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers. You
Right, Ant, what are we up to, mate?
We're looking for this other hut here in this area, and thought we'd found it. There's a few big stones here, but it actually looks like they're wash stones that have come out of this shaft over here.
Yeah, that hole.
Yep. Lots of stones here.
All that wash there just came out of that hole. They've bottomed it on the side of the gully. So Ant's going to detect it in case it flicked a bit out because it's thrown out some big rocks. And yeah, most of that is carrying quartz. All that loose gravel, you know, there might be a bit before they've boomed it. There's been on the bottom, and all around the collar. Same over here on the other side. Over here, all that's the wash that's come out of this hole. So they've been at the bottom of the gully. They've dug this big shaft. They've got onto the stones. And the likes of that, Ant's hoping where that stone has got other stones stuck to it, that he might fluke onto a bit of gold. Ant thought it was the chimney stones. I thought it was the chimney stones when he called me across, because there's so many stones laying around. But they're big smooth stones that have come down and they've sank on. So Ant, give it a quick hit. I'll try and find them. The hut, there he is.
See what we can come up with.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers, buddy, you too.
We're in some rough old country, and there's a pile of stones there that have come out of the hole behind us. Ant's got a signal there, so by use of the walkie-talkie I've come wandering across, and we reckon, we've listened to it, we reckon it's non-ferrous but not gold, so we're hoping for a token or something similar. Oh, we'll say we're hoping for a token. We're hoping for something we can show and say, well, it's this and not a
piece of metal.
Yeah. I found a little relic up there before, I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, so we got off to a flyer and we've both got a bit of gold each and a few little trinkets. So we're not disappointed with our day by any means. Oh, we never are. When we go out, you know, if we don't find anything, you're disappointed you didn't find anything, but gee, it's great to be lucky enough to be out in the bush when
that's it.
you see all the restrictions that are on some people in some countries. Things are
She's out.
out already, mate.
Oh gosh. I'm on a steep hill near on rocks. Alright.
Yeah.
Moment of truth.
What are you tipping, Anne? You got
Nah, can't see anything yet. I'm hoping for a coin.
It'd be a
Always
great day
hopeful.
in the sun when we get, if we ever get a gold coin, wouldn't that be bloody great?
Oh, that'd be sensational. I can't see any coins though. I think it's
There it is.
Button.
Button is that?
Yep, another button. Another bigger button. Brass button. Brass?
Yeah, brass, yeah. Well,
There
button
you go.
of a miner's shirt, pants possibly.
Yep. Yeah, it's a bit bigger than those other ones we found.
Yeah. And it's a setback if you do
buttons.
lose the button off your bloody pants when you're working hard. I found a threepence once with holes punched into it. The bloke must have thought, he must have thought he needed a button more than he needed a threepence. Yeah.
Jeez.
He turned it into a button.
There you go.
So there it is. That's another one for our show and tell at the end of the day. I've been lugging that axle around with me everywhere we went. Well, good work, Ant.
Cheers, mate. Oh, got him.
We've had an interesting day. Now Ant's going to dig for probably be our last signal for the day. So we're below the hut, and when I say below the hut, within 12 feet of the hut. If we weren't so close to the hut, we'd be excited by this signal in the white clay. But the clay's been turned over, so it could just be the rubbish from the hut that's been buried. So off you go, Ant, and show us what you got, mate. So there's nothing wrong with the signal at all, and there's nothing wrong with the ground, but because we're so close to the hut, it can easily be something that's rolled down from the hut or been discarded from the hut. And the other thing is, I forgot what the other thing is. What's my name again, Ant? The other thing is, if it's a big bit of metal, it might be still sound that good, and then when you take another 8 inches out, it starts to break down. They don't call them old folks' homes now, they call them aged care. So when I'm in aged care,
Many more years left, guys.
oh, I think so. They steal your clothes, Ant.
Oh, they're bastards,
Yeah.
aren't they?
So, I've got a spot picked out for my retirement. I know a spot. There's a bloody long drive out the bush along a tunnel, and at the end of it they've sunk. So it's got water, clean, clear water in the tunnel. You know, so you'd only need a bucket and a piece of string, and you could live in the tunnel. The tunnel's warm all the time. I think the tunnel, when you're underground to that depth, I think the temperature sits at something like 16 degrees, doesn't it? I think
Perfect.
all year round. So you know, you had a few blankets.
Get this out.
So yeah, if I'm missing, that's probably where I'll end up. I'll come out at night like a wombat and bloody...
As long as it's gold bearing, you'll be right.
Oh no, I won't be looking.
No?
I'll make a shelter and I'll
You'll be over it by
make
then.
a fireplace out of stones, and I'll come out at night like a wombat and bloody get up to town and go through the bins or something. And, sounds like a perfect retirement plan for me.
It's getting louder, isn't it? Getting closer.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be something if you end up with something here.
I know, huh?
While Ant's mucking around like that, I'll show you that little thing I found
Yeah, well, it's not small, so
when I
whatever
was
it is.
wandering around. See the size of that march fly there, not you, Ant. Those big slow buggers, they're not too bad. You can kill them and they won't bite you. But the next size down, by geez, they hurt. Right, I found this. I think it's a hinge off a wooden ruler. Certainly a little hinge off some sort of tool. That was around just above one of the huts, so obviously if it wasn't so full of dirt and you could open it out into the proper hinge. So it looks as though it might be off a wooden rule, but I wouldn't know. See what I did there, Ant? Wooden rule, wouldn't know. Righto, mate, how's it going?
Concentrating.
Oh yes, that's the way.
I've dug. It's solid ground.
Yeah, it'll be bloody great if it turns out to be something of value.
Yeah.
And I've had a good day, as we always do. We were going to one spot that I was interested in, and there were 2 cars and some tents there, so that put the end of that. We didn't bother calling in because we didn't have time. Oh, that sounds all right.
She's out.
Yeah, and that's it. It's not.
Not blanking out.
It's not rubbish. So I've got my head in the game now, mate. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm right now.
Well, I'm not getting too excited.
Can you see something?
It's a button.
Oh, it's a button. It's the old, famous old button.
Oh, we did all right with the buttons today, I
Did
tell
a
ya.
good job to get it out of that depth of the hole,
It's
though.
unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shame it's not a gold button.
People talk about the 5000s.
That button just come out of that depth.
That depth of hole, and you saw the man digging it.
It's just under half of my...
Yeah, I reckon it'll be 8 inches, 8 or 10 inches deep.
Yep.
So that's a bloody good effort. I fully expect to be something a lot bigger than that. I expect it to be a coin or something like that.
Yeah, me too. Once. Yeah, it's like just one of those small buttons. It's not even...
Yeah, I mean, a little fella.
Oh well.
Righto, I
Got
think
him.
when we have a roundup, you'll win the button off. But,
Thanks, so. That's number 3 for today.
Yeah, good work, Ant.
Cheers, mate.
Glenn, do you copy? Glenn, are you there? It's weigh-in time.
Right, were you filming that?
Yep. That time of the day.
That's Ant, and
It's my little gag.
contacting me on the walkie-talkie. Thanks to John and Sue Fanos. Gave us our walkie-talkies.
Cheers, guys.
Well done.
They come in very handy today.
Send us a message to say who had the yellow one, who had the orange one. I'll tell you a story. We were over there in the bush digging. We met up, and I was digging a signal, and Ant dropped his pick and I dropped my pick while we had a yarn. Walked about 100 yards apart, and Ant said, I think you've got my pick, and I prefer to have my own one. It's a bit longer in the handle. So he walked 50 metres, I walked 50 metres, and there was this sitting in the middle of the bushes. Good job they got a bright orange top on it.
Could not
So
believe it.
I've learned a little by today's lessons. Don't just click it to the outside of your pants. Put it either properly on your holster or your harness or in your pocket, you know, clipped on your pocket. So I lost it, but I found it.
Found it.
So
That's the main thing.
fairy tale story.
Yes.
Righto, before we start on our treasures, a few ladies weighed in and said yes, they were watching and they were very... none of them said they'd come out the bush with us. In fact, a few of them said they wouldn't come out the bush with us under any circumstances.
But
no,
to hear from you.
It was
very
nice
much
to
for the
say
comments.
all the ladies. Kathy Hayworth was watching. A lady called Sue Bennett said she'd had a particularly bloody hard work week and was pleased to come home and listen. A woman, I think her name is Natalie, from code is Eaton Beach. She always comments and says how much she enjoys.
Yeah, she's over in Fiji.
Is that where it is?
Her
Yeah.
and her husband are in Fiji. They do a
Yeah,
bit of beach detecting.
Sue Ellen Dunlop and her mate, they'd been out detecting. They were both two ladies, and they'd came home and watched our video and checked in. A woman from Cape York Peninsula, Janine, if that's how you pronounce it properly, Jenny or Janine. Janine I'm going with. Thanks very much for having given us a shout out. I don't know whether I think I said Kathy Hayworth.
Yep.
There were a few others that I should have
Karen.
mentioned. Oh, that was one that we were supposed to mention, yeah.
Cousin Steve-O.
Yeah, Kaz and Steve-O.
Ballarat.
Karen Mason from Ballarat, she always comments.
She does.
And we said we'd give her a shout out. So good on you, Karen.
Hope you guys are doing well.
Steve-O, I'm glad you detected. I'm glad you're watching us. Well done.
Cheers.
A bloke, Melian, I put his name into my phone. I haven't got time to get it out. He's a starter at the Gallops. He said he watches our videos all the time, and sent a message with a mate of mine, Wayne Ellis, to say that he watched, and I said, I'll give you a shout out. Ant, you talk for a minute while I get this other bloke's name out of my phone. Show him your buttons and...
Yeah, well, there's one other thing that we haven't showed yet, which I thought was pretty cool. I just eyeballed it when we arrived here, was this bottle here. And interestingly enough, it's a Gatorade bottle. Gatorade, and I didn't even know they made Gatorade glass bottles because I've never seen one. But obviously not too old, but reasonably old, I guess. That was pretty cool. But here we have our interesting finds for the day. This was the first button I found. That was the second button. That was my last one that I got. It actually has a bit of something on it. It's not really writing, I don't think, just some type of design or something, make it a bit more intricate, which is nice. This is Glenn's Paris suspender buckle with still a bit of fabric on it, which is really cool. This is another doomy wacky type thing that we're not too sure what it is.
No, we didn't know what that was.
Bit of a ruler, which is cool. Second one we found. Some lead shot. Glenn tells me this is a...
That's a modern piece of shot. It's not a muscle or anything like that. It's some bits of lead that I dug that I was hopeful for.
And here is our 2 bits of gold for the day. So very happy with those. They look great. I'm going to put them in the sunshine. There they are. So weighing time, Glenn. Let's get them on the scales.
Righto, mate. What do we call them?
Well, yours is definitely 1.5 at least, I reckon.
Yeah, that's one I called 1.3.
1.3.
So hold him for second.
Second,
Well,
yeah.
well, he's clearly bigger than yours, don't you reckon?
Yep.
So we'll hold him for second. Corey Melian was that bloke's name. Corey, I had a quick look at my phone. So good on you, mate, for watching.
Cheers, Corey. And my one, I'm going to go with 0.6.
Is that the one? I went 0.7, didn't I, on that one?
You said 0.7,
Yeah,
yep. Sticking with 0.7?
Yeah, I'm going with 0.7.
Ooh, 0.84.
Oh, that's a good result.
Nice, that's a nice surprise, yeah.
That's bloody
Bit
really
heavier.
good.
It's flat as a tack, but I
Yeah.
guess it's pretty big.
And it's got a sort of rough style about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that little bit.
0.84. I'm on 1.5. You
I'm
reckon
on
1.3, huh?
Yep.
All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, look at that, Glenn.
What's he saying, mate? I'm reading it.
1.7, 1.8. 1.8.
Oh, so he'd be 1 3/4 grams when I knock that little bit of dirt off him, I'd say. But I like him. He's a proper little nugget. And you wouldn't bloody credit it. You know, you'll reckon we're bullshitting, but we parked the car. We did that little bit in the creek. I walked about 50 metres away from the car, scraped dirt off a signal that I didn't dig because I could tell it was a bit of rough metal. Scraped the barest fraction of dirt off that, and he popped up. And because it was such a shock to see him so easily, I thought, is that gold? And I couldn't believe it was gold, even though I found thousands of bits. And I brought it across the detector to make sure that it wasn't something like a bit of sandstone tricking my eye. So that was
If I wasn't with you, I wouldn't have believed you.
No, well, I tell you what,
it was exactly as Glenn said. We just filmed the intro in the creek, and then Glenn walked right and I walked left, and literally he goes, "I've got a bit."
I was with me and I didn't believe it, Ant.
Tremendous.
I reckon not to listen to the voices in your head, you know, but I couldn't bloody believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's get them both on as well. Yeah, let's do a total.
Right
There
out,
you
oh
go.
yeah.
2.25.
That's 2.25 grams.
Yep.
That's a bloody good day, mate.
Yeah, beautiful day.
So-
Ripper day out. Sun's still shining as well.
Anne didn't tell you, but I've somehow managed to lose my button.
Yeah, I admitted that. but,
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Ben lost his
Yeah.
button.
So Anne clearly won the button off. Fruit.
Yeah,
We've been killing marshmallows all day.
They are out in force.
Not much else to report, but it was interesting to see, which makes, you know, they say how these are suspenders, so obviously it has a bit of leather before it meets the elastic, because that's definitely leather or canvas there. So he was there. The bloke that was in that hut, Ant and I made up our mind he was not doing that well, because he hadn't lost anything.
No.
He lost that, and there was bloody,
That's all.
there was heaps of signals. There was signals everywhere. We couldn't find anything.
No coins.
So we've thanked
Alas.
Kazza and Steve-O. We spoke about the ladies.
John and
I was going to have a running gag today about my hat. I bought a hat with me. Now, the bloke that said my hat was under my spare tyre, this is the hat that created so much interest, right? I'll be right with you, Ant.
what do you got for us? We're going into fashion show.
I'm
are
going in a fashion show. So, this is another one of my hats. I was going to change hats every
That's
time we film,
glorious.
so that's a good one.
That's very nice, man.
This is my one I've bought. I haven't used much, but I can see a use for it. You know, one of those ones that
Definitely. Keep the flies
keeps
out.
the flies off it.
Yeah, Western Australia trip.
And then when we're driving anywhere, Ant,
That's sensational.
and
Love
we're
it.
and we're
Goggles
motoring.
out.
So when we're driving at high speed, I wear
The
this one.
sunroof up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The wind in your hair.
Yeah. So this is from the car I used to have before I got the better one.
Oh, jeez. That's
Alright.
a sports car.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Right, mate.
Good day.
Had a good
mate.
day, eh?
Always a pleasure.
Good on you, Ant.
see you next
Both got a
time.
bit of gold.
Happy day.
Both got a few buttons.
Ripper day.
Both got presents. Had plenty of food.
Yep.
Had a lot of time in our
Belly's
hands.
full.
Had a good day.
Yep.
2 thumbs up for the day.
Sensational.
If you watch the video, make sure you comment. A bloke told me that through the comments that he was watching because his mate had turned him onto it. So if you're lucky enough to have friends, say, watch this bloody station and get onto it. And if you haven't got any friends, that's why, because you don't talk to people.
And don't be afraid to subscribe too. It is free to subscribe.
Yes.
So Glenn had some bloke contact him saying that he didn't want to subscribe because he thought it cost
He couldn't
money.
afford it. He said,
Yeah.
oh yes, he spoke to
So-
me, he sent me a message and he said, I said, well, why don't you subscribe? He said, no, I can't afford it. So he thought it was like Reader's Digest or bloody
Yeah.
buying 24 Encyclopedia Britannica.
No, 100% free to subscribe.
Yeah, so
Just
Instagram, I
click
reckon
the
I made a
button.
blunder calling it subscribe. They should say followers or something like
Yeah.
that.
YouTube, you mean?
But YouTube, yeah, YouTube.
Made a
So
blunder.
you don't have to pay any money, just click the subscribe button. Righto, Ant.
Thank you very much.
Been a month, been 5 weeks.
Too long.
Enjoyed it a lot. Thanks, mate.
See you soon.
2 thumbs up.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Why does it feel so cold inside my heart tonight?